with my life. Tomorrow I might be dead, but I talk. One of the men said that even was Chirumira. If you talk, you die, and even if you don't talk, still you die. Any human being knows that at one time he's going to die. Even Museveni knows. I also know. So even if I die before him, he will still also die. Okay. So I don't fear death because I know at one point, whoever is living, he will face that later death. Is which we may not recognize easily. That is the military and the police. Because yes.
Are you serious?
Yes.
In Uganda there are other political parties that we don't know?
Yes.
That are serving Mr. Museveni?
They are serving Mr. Museveni. They are under his control. The police and the military.
What about the judiciary?
Actually, almost
the justice department.
Almost everything.
Can you get justice in Ugandan courts?
You cannot get justice.
Okay.
Listen to
message to Mr. Museveni and his two political parties, the police and then the army.
Well, Mr. Museveni, I think it's high time you leave Uganda for Ugandans. Leave Uganda for the young generation. Because
a very good morning from this side of the world. This is Ontario, this is Canada. My name is Dale Gracious. How are you doing wherever you're watching us from? And I implore you to subscribe to this channel as fast as you can. It's the Tinta Media YouTube channel where you get the latest information when it comes to the world of sports, entertainment, and usually what is happening in Canada. And on my set, I'm having Mr. Luggya from the National Unity Platform. We're going to be dissecting what really happened to Robert Kyagulanyi. How was Robert Kyagulanyi assassinated? Allegedly, they wanted to assassinate him. What led to the confrontation? This is almost the second time a threat to his life. How ready is he to fight for the rights of Ugandans and other things? So mwe abatulaba bamanyi olulimi lw'Oluzulu Oluganda mbabuuzaako nnyo era nga mbajjukiza obutakwerabira ku subscribinga ku channel eno. Nina Mwami Luggya okuva ku NUP Niagara chapter Canada, era nga tugenda kuba twogera ku nsonga z'okugezaako okutta omukulembeze wa National Unity Platform Robert Kyagulanyi, era okwabaddewo right now amawulire ge tulina galaga nti ali waka awumola bulungi nnyo. Yes, abasawo bagezaako okubeera nga bamujjanjaba. Mwami Luggya ogamba otya? Buuza ku balabi era tutandikirawo ssebo.
Abalabi baffe mbalamusizaako. Ntera nnyo okukozesa mu linnya eddungi lya Mukama waffe Yesu Kristo.
Amiina ssebo.
We thank God because we are still alive and our president is still alive, as you saw all over the news, all over the world. Sky News, CNN, Al Jazeera, BBC. Yep. So our president was shot on the left leg with the tear gas canister.
Okay.
Actually, it was mistaken at first to be a bullet.
Okay.
By the eyewitness, those who were there. But the reports and the videos are showing that it was a tear gas canister, which is very, very, very dangerous, or which was very harmful to him, because even if you remember very well, some time back in 2022, there was demonstration of students from Kyambogo. Okay. As one of the students was trying to throw back the tear gas canister. It had to burst and then his hand was cut off. So we want to thank God actually, because our president's leg maybe would have been, chopped off by the tear gas canister.
Okay, it is always sad seeing such a human rights activist Muranzi Wedembe nga he's being targeted.
Yeah.
How long is Bobi Wine gonna spend fighting for the people, and because threats are still coming to his life?
Actually, threats are still coming, not only to him, but to many activists, Ugandans who are activists.
Okay.
They are targeting us, and that's why even some of us who have ran out of the country to see that at least we are safe, say that our lives are safe.
Okay.
So is on forefront. This may not stop tomorrow, and this is something which is gonna keep trying as we are backing him up,
because
up to the last moment.
First of all, there was a target on his driver.
Yeah.
Right now it's on himself.
Yes.
No, I think his driver. The other one, he was kicked. I remember they said he has guns and everything. He was taken to the military court, something like that, and the case was thrown out. Right now, it is a threat to his life. What does this mean to the fight for freedom and dissent? Because Mr. Museveni, clearly, I don't think he abides with democracy, and he also fears people with that talk about democracy in Uganda. Actually,
any dictator like Mr. Museveni, we have always seen that he will fight to see that he secure the seat of presidency. He wants to rule us until maybe his death. Actually, he wants to make it a kingdom for his son Mhoz and his grandsons to come into power and rule Uganda. But Uganda is a country. Is a country which has been led by very many other people, and they left power. So we believe Uganda is not a kingdom whereby one family should be leading the country. Museveni, as I've told you, is a dictator and is a coward. You know, he's fighting someone who doesn't have any weapon. You can't start, firing live bullets to people's president who is not armed. You've already seen the police and the military coming up to brutalize people, tear gassing them. But people are free, they are not violent, they're just, supporting their president. You understand? So those are the kind of actions that Museveni is doing. The other thing actually I was thinking about, I think we have also maybe two other hidden political parties which we may not recognize easily. That is the military and the police. Because yes.
Are you serious?
Yes.
In Uganda there are other political parties that we don't know?
Yes. That
are serving Mr. Museveni?
They are serving Mr. Museveni. They are under his control. The police and the military.
What about the judiciary?
Actually, almost
the justice department.
Almost everything.
Can you get justice in Ugandan courts?
You cannot get justice.
Okay.
Recently, you have just seen, one of our former comrade, the one we told to return back the money.
Yeah, Mpuga.
He went to court and no one has dragged him to court. He went to court by himself, and they had to rule over. You get?
He took himself to court.
He took himself to
using
court.
His ID.
Yes.
Then he got a judgment in few months.
In few months, even when the court was on recess.
Yeah.
So you can see that is the Uganda we are living on. We are living in, or people are living in. So I was telling you that military and police are supposed to be non-partisan.
Yeah.
But you have seen the police commanders and military spokesperson coming up. They are fighting us. We are not fighting them. Actually, we are fighting for their future. We are fighting for their children also to be better. Those people are living poorly.
Yeah.
You see, They are not paid even well.
They're living in ramshackled houses.
Yes, ramshackled houses. Their children are not getting education very well. So even the salary they are being paid. Actually, you remember my president promised them to the increment when he comes into power. He promised the increment into their salary. You get. So, but Mr. Museveni is using some of the big officers to pay them a lot of taxpayers' money, so that they can stay in power, so that they can even, shut down these other people or these other police officers who are serving the country. Yeah. Nakutereddeko ndowooza ezimu.
Natujagala nziteekeyo.
Yeah, so kati ndowooza tugenda
mu demonstrations.
Tujje eno ye.
Okay. Yeah. Mr. Luggya.
Yes, sir.
If Mr. Museveni can target a persona of one Robert Kyagulanyi, an opposition leader, a well-known, famous Ugandan right now, what does this mean to the layman, a person that is an activist, maybe in Uganda, fighting for democracy, a person, a journalist, people that, talk about what is really happening in Uganda that is not shown on television, because right now we can say television has been taken over by the government. Exactly.
I think this should be a wake-up call to all Ugandans who are seeing this program, because actually if an international star, pop star, a well-known president, the people's president who won elections in 2021, if he has been shot, he has been targeted all way back, then what about you, the local person who is not the layman? There are very many people actually who are being, who are being brutalized. Others have lost their lives and we don't know. People have not gone to the villages to cover the news. The media is not there. You get. So that means it is high time for Ugandans to wake up, and then we get together and fight this dictator. It's possible. We can still we can still fight the dictatorism of Mr. Museveni, and then we kick him out of power.
Okay, according to yesterday's march, according to yesterday's solidarity march with Canada NUP chapter, where Edmonton, Toronto, one of the voices I heard was, let Museveni stop the atrocities on Bobi Wine and on NUP supporters and opposition supporters. What does this message really entail to the dictator, Mr. Museveni?
Well, as for us, the leaders, we think Mr. Museveni was testing the anger.
The waters.
He actually, I think, let me say, he was piercing into the lion's anus because he knows. Yes, he knows. Actually, he was risking also, because he knows what can happen after when Bobi Wine has been shot dead or has been, he saw what happened when he won Arua. Yes. So we had to come out.
Okay.
We had to come out and protest because this was an attempted assassination which was going to be caused onto our president.
Mr. Luggya, usually NUP supporters convey in Toronto.
Yeah.
What really happened this time that Niagara region had to come up and protest, Ottawa, Edmonton and other areas? What inspired that outrage?
Actually, as you know, Canada is a well-organized country. It uses what we call the federal government.
Okay.
So each city has its management and it has offices. they have human rights officers.
Okay.
So as leaders in the whole of Canada, we agreed that every city should demonstrate in its own city or in its own chapter.
Okay.
Because we have a Montreal chapter, that is another state. Within Ontario, we have Ottawa. They also demonstrated. We have the big city, which is Toronto. They had also their own demonstration. Then we have also Niagara Falls. We also demonstrated. Those people in BC, they demonstrated. Then also in Edmonton. So we wanted, to show the world what is happening. Yes.
Okay, in your demonstration, you said there is a call for the international community to look at that attempted assassination of Robert Kyagulanyi as not an example on only Kyagulanyi, as another figure on whoever challenges Mr. Museveni.
Exactly, because if we sit down, if we don't come out to speak, then the world will not know. Yes, if we speak, if we come out and show the world what is happening in our motherland, Uganda, then the world will get to know what is happening in Uganda. We are demonstrating, or the people were taking videos, and the news is all over all over the world as per now. Yeah, they have posted on other platforms.
Okay.
Yes, like the CNN and other international platforms.
Okay.
That Canada, Ugandans in diaspora had to demonstrate, and the aim was demonstrating because their president was targeted. Yes.
Okay. As we're finalizing, your last message, you're gonna be giving 3 messages.
Yeah.
One to Mr. Bobi Wine.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to even interrupt. Give a message to Bobi Wine right now, because I know he's injured. He's not feeling well, and the NUP fraternity in Kampala is not also right. They're not fine. Any message to Bobi Wine if he's watching you right now?
Actually, Mr. President, first of all, as Niagara Falls and Canada at large, we want to say sorry for what happened. You on our hearts. This is the only person we have as per now, the real exactly opposition leader. We believe others were fake. So we are standing with you, and you know very well, you've been always saying this, that even if you have lost life trying to liberate Uganda, we should not stop. So this was the sign when we came up yesterday to demonstrate all over Canada. It was a sign to show that we are still strong. We can still move on even if there is someone who has left us. So we know, as this world, we are moving in the shadow of death. Anytime death can occur, but then it should not stop us from moving.
Okay.
Yeah.
A message to the Canada government and the international community.
Well, I want to call upon the Canadian government to come and put sanctions on Mr. Museveni. Actually, I want to thank the Canadian government because the ambassador was mocking us. You remember in Ottawa?
Yes.
The ambassador, Joy Ruth Achenyi, was mocking us. We had the interaction with her. We asked her, what do you talk about how people were being abducted? She was just, mocking, jokingly saying that, no people, you just abduct yourselves. But this is the person, Achilo Chivumbi, who is being always brought to court in military, UPDF military cars to court, So we want the international community to come and put sanctions on Mr. Museveni. We want the international community, the ICC, to arrest Museveni. Museveni must be arrested. Museveni is a murderer.
Yeah.
He's a killer.
Yeah.
He has killed very many Ugandans. Some of them are known, some of them are not known.
Still missing.
Are still missing, like John Chibalama and very many others. So, and he has already said it, that he knows how to play this game. That is the senior,
Even the Prime Minister, I think way back, she came out and said, we know where these people are.
Exactly.
So we have them. So
we have it on record.
Yeah.
Because they had to, to accept that they know where our people are. But up to now, they have never been produced to court. We don't know whether they are still there or they died. So that's what I want to urge people and the international community to come and seize or put a cap on some of the items for Mr. Museveni, because I know he has a lot of investments in Europe and other countries. Okay,
your message to Mr. Museveni and his two political parties, the police and the army.
Well, Mr. Museveni, I think it's high time you leave Uganda for Ugandans. Leave Uganda for the young generation. Because you are in 80s. Actually, last time you said it in Korolo, that you are almost meeting your Lord. You are going to meet your death. You said it by yourself when he met the traders, that we are the one to suffer. So it's better to let us plan for our country. You leave us to plan for our country, and then we see how we are going, to liberate our country, and then we see how we are going to move on. The message to the police, I want the police, the Ugandan police, to be non-partisan.
Yeah.
I think you have already seen when we are doing our demonstrations here in Canada. The police is there to protect you.
Yeah.
So long as you don't interfere with other people.
Yeah.
Even yesterday, the police was there. They protected us.
Yeah.
They were to make sure that we are not harmed and also other people are not interfered with.
Okay.
So that is the work of the police. So the police should be non-partisan. Let it keep the people of Uganda. Let not start brutalizing the people who are trying to seek for justice.
Yeah.
And also for the side also of the military, it has just to keep the country safe. If we get another new president, they have to salute that new president who has come in.
Okay.
That is our constitution. That's what our constitution say. Yeah.
They should stop gagging the place.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not for Mr. Museveni.
Yes,
it's not a hereditary job.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So this is not a hereditary job whereby after Mr. Museveni, then the son will come in, and then the grandson will come in. So it's not of that kind.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Luggya of National Unity Platform Niagara chapter.
Yeah.
By the way, he's my boss. He's the person that takes care of my needs when it comes to the struggle, fight for justice and everything. So to every freedom fighter out there, please take heart. This message is going out to Mr. Bobi Wine. I know right now you're hurt. I know right now you're not feeling fine, but please take heart. Keep strong, because the more energy you protract, the more energy you show, the more energy we show too. We know you're hurt, we know you're not feeling well, but please hang in there. We have all our trust in you, Mr. Bobi Wine. Hang in there. No matter the threats, no matter how hard the struggle is becoming, hang in there, Mr. Bobi Wine. We love you. We there to make sure the world knows the good works you're doing. This message is going out to Mr. Museveni and the police. I think it is high time you people, Mr. Museveni, stood down. It's high time in a civilized world. a leader to stand down when people are dying, people are being targeted. You're fighting dissent. You don't want anybody to talk about you and your role. So you support corruption. You support murderers. You support people that, ambush and take away other people's property.
Yeah.
It's high time, Mr. Museveni, you stood down. Uganda is bigger than you. Uganda will live
after his legacy.
Yeah. Let me ask you,
Uganda
Mr. Museveni, after this, how many years rule? What's your legacy? Is your legacy keeping people broke? Is your legacy killing people? Is your legacy fighting people fighting people on the waters? Is your legacy killing people's businesses? What's your legacy, Mr. Museveni? Thank you to everyone that has been watching us. My name is Deogracious Tinta Malay. I see you in another episode, hopefully with Mr. Luggya again, or another person, talking about our country, talking about what we need to do to fight for the rights of Ugandans that maybe are abroad and Ugandans that are still back home.
Yeah.
Because even being home is such a terrible thing to be. Uganda has become hell. One analyst say Uganda has become hell. It's so hard to be in that country.
Actually, many Ugandans, they're in prison. They're in prison in their own country where they were born. It's because the prison they are in can allow them to go to Kampala, to town. It can allow them to go, maybe the prison can allow them to have their family, but
sleep and wake up.
Yes, sleep and wake up. If you have your wife, you can access your wife and the children. But actually, they are in prison. Ugandans, we are in prison. It's high time we wake up. You should not to fear death. I know Museveni, he may want to kill you or to kill us, but he cannot kill the whole country.
Let me ask you this final question.
Yeah.
Aren't you afraid for, first of all, your life? Second of all, your family's life back home? Because the more you talk about the dictator, first of all, he will target you.
Exactly.
He will also target your family.
Where I believe, I don't know, Canada is magic.
Okay.
Right now, the weather is okay. You can see. But maybe in some few hours to come, you may need a jacket. As you know, the weather is changing. Sorry.
Okay.
We are
transitioning to fall and winter.
Yeah, transitioning into the fall and into winter from summer. So we don't know how the weather tomorrow will be. Same with my life. Tomorrow, I might be dead. But if I die, this one it's not gonna stop those people who are fighting for their freedom. You get?
Yeah.
Yes. Even if I talk, one of the men said that even was Chirumira. If you talk, you die, and even if you don't talk, still you'll die. Any human being knows that at one time he's going to die. Even Museveni knows. I also know. So, even if I die before him, he will still also die.
Okay.
So I don't fear death because I know at one point, whoever is living, he will face that later death.
Okay. Yeah. As he has...
maybe for my family.
Okay. Yeah, for your family.
I've tried
tell them
to distance my family. They know I was persecuted because of my political background.
Yeah.
But they've been warning me even when I am here. Yeah. But I told them, well, I had to put a break.
Yeah.
When I was in my country. Okay. But Canada is a free country.
Safer country.
It's a safer country where you are free to air out anything you feel like. No one can touch you. Only maybe, as we know, that Mr. Museveni has very many tactics, then you have to be very careful maybe with the people you interact with, as you know, or maybe what you eat.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But otherwise, I feel I'm safe.
Okay. As Mr. Luggya says, when you talk, you die. When you keep quiet, you still die. So which side of dying can you favor with? Can you go with? The other one that allows you to talk about what is really happening in your country, or the other one that makes you keep quiet and die?
Actually,
Jesus Christ. It's funny.
My friend who is seeing me right now,
Yeah.
you who is keeping quiet and you are being oppressed, you are more dangerous than me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it is your country too.
Yeah.
If it is his country, then it's your country too.
Oh,
you were
exactly.
saying about a person that doesn't speak
Yeah.
is more dangerous
Yes.
than a person that speaks, right?
Yeah, exactly. If you don't speak, you are more dangerous than I who speaks. And then it's high time you come out.
By the
And we can stand together. That's what we said, that you are treasoning, is it?
it's treason.
Yeah,
You are committing treason.
You
Yeah.
are committing treason
When
to your
you
own
don't speak.
country. Yeah, when you don't speak and keep quiet. Actually, you may say, after all, I have some money. My kids are going to school. But tomorrow, because you don't want to speak of the bad roads,
Border.
one of the border will be dodging the pothole in the road, and then he will end up getting collide with maybe your car, the small car, and all of you will die.
Or maybe he will collide with a bus or
With the
something
bus
where
or
your
something
kid
else,
is.
where your kid is,
Mother is,
or where your mother is, or maybe these poor roads,
Yeah.
and then you'll find you have lost someone because of
The poor roads.
The poor roads.
You didn't speak up.
You didn't speak up.
Yeah.
Yes, because of the corruption we have. Because it's because of corruption that leads to to poor roads. They will eat money. They will construct roads which are substandard. You get?
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Luggya, thank you so much. We have there is a saying in Luganda saying Embozi tebankadde. We shall talk more to Jakogere Visinga. He is a Ugandan activist now residing in Canada, in Ontario, in Niagara, and he's the NUP chapter leader in Niagara. I got hold of him when I saw the march, the protest of him talking about the attempted assassination of one Bobby Wine. It's high time we speak up. If we don't speak up,